We had a huge show last week with Glenn and Rod. Lots of information on Murray cod, but this week's all about Central Victorian lure casters and Victorian natives. We have Shane Melrose on to talk about that. We're also raising money for That's the Thing About Fishing. Glenn Cooper does a wonderful job down there in Frankston. Let's raise some money for Glenn. We've got a $500 prize pack to give away. And don't forget, plenty more prizes to give away. Type in your postcode and ask as many questions as you'd like. Get on. Let's go live.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go live.
I just want to learn how to Photoshop. All these other guys putting stupid Photoshop fish up, making themselves look good. How hard is it? Come on. Oh. Where's the camera on? Oh no.
Well, looks like I've done it again. You can see the, I might have filmed that a couple of weeks ago when I still had hair and a beard. But anyway, just a little bit of fun for the start. Welcome again. It's Monday night, Chewin the Fat with the Cap. Here's cheers to everyone. Hoping you're having a good day in lockdown. I see all the other states are letting people out. And here in Victoria, we're stuck doing what we're doing. But filling that in, we're going to just keep chewing the fat until we run out of guests, and we've got some good guests coming up. But tonight we're talking with Shane Melrose from Central Victorian Lure Casters, doing a great job with all fishing natives, and we've got Glenn Cooper. He's from That's the Thing About Fishing Incorporated, and they've got a non-for-profit organisation taking kids and disabled people out fishing. So we're looking forward to chatting to those two guys there. Listen, the show's been going great. I've been loving the feedback. G'day, Calissa. G'day, Mark. G'day, Johnny. We've got a few things to cover before we bring the guys up. We are auctioning off a $500 pack. I did share the contents of the pack on my page today, so you can see what that's all about. We will be taking bids for that later on. If it goes for $50, well, you win the $500 pack. We're hoping to raise as much money as what we can for the charity. I have been receiving heaps and heaps of stuff during the week, which has been really, really cool. In these times where you feel a little bit depressed or left out, to get an email or a thumbs up or whatever, it just makes you feel good. And I got a couple this week. I have to show you this one, and this one is just a brilliant one here. Simon Jackson sent me in a photo of his son, 6-year-old son, casting a bait caster. So I said I'd get him up on the screen, and I will show you how good this kid is at 6 years old. He's better than me throwing a bait caster. So I'm going to show you this here, and we will get him in action here. So not only does he reel it in, but he can cast it as well. Have a look at this. So the young fella, he casts better than what I do. So Simon, I said I'd get him up. Hopefully he's still up, and you can see that on the page there. Now I better introduce my guests today. We've got two of them popping up here. I've got to unmute them. G'day, gentlemen.
Hey, Corey.
How you going?
Good.
Busy day today?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was one of those big days in my industry. So, lots of driving, lots of looking important, but don't do much work. So
that's what you have staff for, they tell me.
That's exactly right, mate. I had 18 years of plumbing now, so it's time for me to put the tools down and look important, but yet I'm not really important.
That's it.
Probably know more than me now.
And how you been, Glenn?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been very busy watching TV. I can't go fishing.
Well, yes, we can't go fishing, but we've just got to toe the line. We've got to toe the company line and do the right thing, and hopefully it all all pans out in the end. Now, a couple of things I do want to mention just to start with off the bat, Shane. You do a wonderful job with Central Victorian Lure Casters organising these native comps and whatnot. You've got some information that we'll put out tonight later on. But for anyone that is interested, make sure you get on the Central Victorian Lure Casters Facebook page and send Shane a message. This is the prize boat for this year. So we will be giving away, or you will be raffling off, I think it's $5 a ticket. Is that right? Tell us a bit about the raffle.
Yeah, definitely, Corey. So every year, this is our second year going into this raffle. Each year it's $30,000 in prizes. And it's all thanks to our sponsors, obviously, with some massive discounts to us being a not-for-profit organisation. Really all it is we're trying to raise money to keep our events going in terms of making them bigger and better. Prime example, last year's boat raffle, we scraped up enough money to buy new flags for every sponsor this year. So just a new presentation for the Central Vic Lure Casters. Instead of having our big banners that you can see behind me displayed everywhere, our new approach this year is going to be flags. I've actually got them all right beside me. So we're going to go with the teardrop flags this year. So all it is raising money. We put it straight back into Central Vic. If not, we put it back into the prize pools to drag more anglers into our events. But yes, the raffle is a $30,000 raffle. First prize is a Tabs 4-meter bull shark, fully kitted out. It's got a boat cover from Covercraft. We've got the Mercury 4-stroke 25 horsepower on the back, which if you are the winner, Regal Marine will do a $1,000 upgrade to a $30,000 for you. So that's really good. The last customer did that, which was awesome. Yeah, it's got the casting deck, sounder, electric motor guide up the front. So that's first prize. Second prize was sponsored by Haswing, which is another 55-pound electric trolling motor. And third prize is the Hook 12 Lowrance sounder. So some great prizes there.
That's awesome. And you've been doing you took over how many years ago now?
It was I got approached 2 years ago to take over this. A little over a year and a half ago. My first year was December 2018. I took over.
Yeah. And for the guys that don't know anything about Central Victorian Lure Casters, tell us the venues and the fish species that you chase.
Yeah, all right. So good example. I actually have our dates here for this year, which don't hold me to these dates this year because of what's going on. But these are just some of the venues that we do. Round one, which we did manage to squeeze in before the COVID, was at Lake Epilogue in the reservoir there. So we go to Lake Epilogue Holiday Park. Really, really good joint. Really good for the family because they've got blow-up balloons, the playgrounds for the kids. So if kids get bored on the water, most of the dads bring them back in and they hang around with their mum, and there's always 100 kids at that park. So the kids have an absolute blast at Lake Epilogue. Yarrawonga Holiday Park is a new one for us that was booked in for this year. Lake Ngambie. So we used to do a lot of our rounds were at Mitchellstown. I can't remember the creek to save my life. But this year we're planning to go to Lake Ngambie Holiday Park where Go Fish Ngambie is held. Round 4 for this year was to be a mystery round. Now with this mystery round, we generally go far and wide. So we try to stretch out. Last year we done Mildura, Wentworth. So try to get the South Australian anglers to come over and have a bit of fun with us. We do Lake Eildon. Lake Eildon's always a good one. We've moved to a few different locations at Lake Eildon. Jerusalem Creek are actually one of our major sponsors now, so we host out of there. We've introduced into the series this year Blue Rock Dam for Australian bass. We've done a rough, what would you call it, a fun event last year at it, and it was a massive success. The weather let us down, but I had really, really good reports for that. So we've actually put Blue Rock into the series, which is awesome. And round 7, one of our major sponsors again is the Bundalong Tavern up at Lake Moala. So another great venue. The boys seem to like that. But once again, we've got to stay family orientated at the same time. So some new bigger things for that venue. Instead of it just being a pub, I think we're going to throw in some jumping castles and that the next time we go there.
Yep, that's awesome. So you're covering a wide range. Obviously, Blue Rock, bass. You've got Ngambie, multiple species, or are you just chasing cod?
All right, so every round is target species Murray cod, except for obviously the bass round.
Yep.
Species will clearly be bass, but every round is for Murray cod. The only advantage of catching a Murray cod is you get a bonus 10 points. So examples, if you catch a 50 centimeter Murray cod, you're going to get 60 points for that day. If you catch a 50 centimeter yellow belly, you're only going to get 50 points. So it really comes down to the angler, what they want to target. November at Lake Eildon, depending on what weather we had, I would probably go target maybe a few yellows as opposed to a Murray cod. So it's most of it's up to the angler as well on targeting the right species on the day.
Wow, that's really cool. I got some stuff coming through on the feed here. Don't forget to put your postcode or where you're watching from to win a prize tonight. We're still giving away prizes as well. We're not just doing the auction. Daniel Orton tuning in from Wagga Hospital. I know you've been crook over the last couple of months, Daniel, so big shout out to you. You're a absolute legend. You follow the show and you've done everything for me. So Daniel, big shout out. Hope you get better really soon. We've got Leith has commented. He said Majors Creek just because as soon as you go live, you forget stuff. Trust me.
Right.
And Bo, who's been watching this show from the start and always competitive, he's just put in that he is going to start the auction off at $300. So thank you very much, Bo. So we'll touch into that now. And what have we got? Paddy from Chinchilla. G'day, Paddy. Dale from Maiden Gully. Salty from Salty. Sarah. Yeah, Tyler from Minus Rest. So we've got plenty of guys on. Thanks all for tuning in tonight. I know we go live a little bit late, but that doesn't really matter. So if you want to bid on the prize pack that we've got, $300 is the starting bid. Let's see how much money we can raise. Now I'm going to leave you for a second, Shane, and I'm going to talk to Glenn a little bit about. Let's talk about that. That's the thing about fishing.
Oh, how are you, Corey? Thanks for having me on tonight.
That's all right.
And got to thank Shane for actually introducing me to you. I know now Central Vic's or Shane himself has been a great sponsor and supporter of That's the Thing About Fishing for quite a few years now, right? And it's come a long way. Our little organisation started off with myself, in a wheelchair, actually sitting on Frankston Pier fishing, and then I ran into a mate, Nui, and one day we started up. We said, let's have a bit of a fish and do a kids clinic. I was actually having my own radio show up in Mornington, fishing show. And anyway, I put it over the radio. 2 kids turned up. It was pissing down rain. The wind, the waves were going over the pier, and 2 kids turned up. And one of them was Nui's son, Brian's son. So that was a good turnout, 2 kids. Mate, now we're probably in an average, apart from this year, we probably do over 3,000 fishing every year. We're nearly up to 350 clinics a year. So
yeah. That's amazing. Like, and all these little brainchilds that come up and people do these little things. You said you started off just, it clicked when you were in a wheelchair sitting on the pier and people were interested in it. And now you've got it to the stage where you're at. And that's why when Shane suggested, I thought, what a great cause to try and raise the money. And, so far it looks like we've got at least $360 in the bank because we had people donate up to $60 to start with. So that's really cool. The stuff that you do, tell us about some of the, you obviously look after kids, but it's not just the rich kids. You're looking after the kids that can't get out there, or their dad can't afford, or their mum can't afford fishing gear, aren't you?
Yeah. Mate, I wish I did have a couple of rich kids. They might donate to us. Anything over $2 was a tax deduction. We're a charity. Sorry, I had to get that in.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
We basically deal with the disadvantage of our whole society, right through not just Melbourne itself, right through Victoria. We go to Bendigo and we go all over the place. But during the week when we're able to fish, we do disability clinics. Like we have severely adult disabled people.
Yep.
They come down in groups. Sorry. It's not from having a smoke. I need one, I think. But we take about 80 to 90 disabled people, like in wheelchairs, They could have cerebral palsy, Down syndromes, and everything like that. We have up to, like we do classes or special schools that have actually got trouble, youth VCAL schools. Then we have special schools that have got, schools for disadvantaged, disabled children and things like that. And then, of course, over school holidays, which we missed out this school holidays, well, up to about 500 attendees. We do about 6 or 7 school holiday programs and have, kids from single parents and things like that. The beautiful thing about it is that fishing, right, it's not all about fishing, right? Fishing is just that the way we do it is just that attraction to get people down, and the fish is the last thing that if on the agenda to catch. It's actually socialization that we try to teach, communication, right? And when you sit there and you see a cerebral palsy kid, right, that is actually laughing their heads off because they've caught a toadie, right? They're sitting there swinging it around on the line and, wanting to get photos taken. That's their communication to all their friends.
It's got to melt your heart. That's just awesome, and we tend to get wrapped up in our own self-importance in the modern day times, and it's great to see people like yourself out there doing that sort of thing. Now, I do have a question here from Clarissa for you, Glenn. So she's written here, do you offer services to seniors in aged care facilities or war veterans?
Oh, actually, we do quite a number of seniors home. Well, what do they call them? Seniors homes. It's not seniors homes. What do they call them? Nursing homes. Right. We actually come from everywhere. On the way over the other side in Melbourne, where we are in Frankston, we're probably 30 kilometres towards the peninsula from the city. We have them coming from about 20 kilometres on the other side of the city coming over to do it. Actually, just a quick one. I just saw one of my volunteers come on. Gary, g'day, mate. Right, thanks for listening to my rubbish. Great guy.
Gary helps you out there. I see him on the feed there. We've got people from all over. Obviously, my background was up in the South Burnett, so we've got people from Kingaroy and Chinchilla and all those on there. And actually, Paddy's I've just brought it up on the screen. So the new auction total has just gone to $350, blowing me away. Thank you very much, Paddy, for that bid. So,
that's fantastic. Well, I might as well put it in whilst they're throwing money at us. We actually self-fund ourselves. We're a charity. We don't get any government support, very, very little. We talked about this the other day. Sometimes when we go and do a special, like up in Bendigo, we done a disability groups up there, kids, right? We did get a bit of a grant from Fisheries Victoria itself. But apart from that, we raise it all ourselves. People like Shane helped us, to get money. But most of us sitting there at Bunnings barbecues, we don't get any grants. And we deal with a lot of mental health and we deal with a lot of things, but we don't fit into any category of any government department or any place where we can actually sit and get specialised grants for, because we do everything.
Yeah. And you're doing a wonderful job. Really, really love what you're doing. We will come back to you because it's a 2-guest sort of scenario. We don't want Shane to get bored sitting in the middle there. We'll get some questions up and whatnot. We need to, just make sure you put your questions in and ask your questions, even if it's like Clarissa did for Glenn, or questions about Central Victorian lure casters for Shane. So, Shane, what are we doing this week? Bluefin Baits is on, Shane. We better play night.
We better be good now. Put the beers away, boys.
Yeah. Look, it is very cold down here. I've actually got the heater on in the room. I'm freezing. Right. It's cold, but yeah. Look, you're doing. It's very hard to organise anything for the future of sort of the next 6 to 12 months because we don't know what's happening. The Victorian government has really locked us down. Yeah. What have you got? Have you got sort of a plan B in place? Tell us what you've got happening, mate.
All right. So obviously, listen, with 33 sponsors in total, we'd have to be up there with probably one of the biggest fishing events. Well, I call it a super series for a reason because we host so many events. All our sponsors have been absolutely amazing. So weekly, I've been going on live as well on Facebook through the Central Vic lure casters. And instead of having to fish for these prizes, we're giving them away. Whether it's, example tonight, raising money for a charity or just giving it away as a junior prize, whatever it may be. These prizes are no good to us sitting at my house. So the whole idea of this is to keep everyone motivated, mentally, especially being stuck at home. There's a lot of social media going on with, people just want to go fishing. So, to get them a bit excited on a prize pack or just get everyone talking to each other, that's our goal. Just keep moving forward. With these, unprecedented times, I don't have the answer either. So it's really hard to give it to my anglers because I don't have the answers. So all I can do is just keep giving prizes away and keep people happy.
I missed it last night. You had some rocking prizes happening on your live stream last night, and I don't know why I missed it. I'm normally on it, but I got to it later, and I'm like, oh, you got it for that. Oh, I just wanted, I wanted to put the bids in, so I did miss it last week. We have got a question for you, Shane. I'll put it through. Mark Cook has asked, do you need a live well to fish your comps, or do you just need a brag mat?
So good question, mate. Definitely not. So all our fish are caught on a brag mat, obviously with a fishing rod. We practice safe handling as much as possible. And this was a really, really good question that was raised to us for the bass round. Because as you guys might know, being chasing bass in the past, you generally put them in your live well and you weigh them in. So with our bass rounds, we keep it the same as Murray cod. Once you catch that fish, it gets displayed on a brag mat. The head goes at the 0, tail goes to final length, example 55 centimeters. And every morning at our competitions, you'll receive a token. So that token is to be in the photo when you catch that species. And also on your boat will be a catch card. So it's up to you as the angler to fill your card out, bring it up to me at 4 o'clock when the competitions end. And if you are in a chance of winning, I'm going to ask for you to come up and clarify your catches with photo proof. So it's pretty set in stone. I haven't caught anyone cheating, which is really, really good. Everyone seems to do the right thing because, as I say to all my competitors on the day when I'm doing presentations or announcements on Friday night, if I catch you cheating, you will be named and shamed. So we're all there to have fun and not do the wrong thing. Very, 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 very good structure in terms of presenting your catch.
And look, that is the best way. Photo catch and release is the best way to look after fish. I know the bass guys have been doing it for years, and there's so many things that they do to look after the fish. But for somebody that's just getting into the sport, trying to keep a sick fish alive or whatever it is can be quite a daunting task. But if you do the photo catch and release with the token, the only thing I can suggest is, which I learnt when I moved back to Victoria, is don't put the token on the tail of the fish where you're trying to take the photo because it'll always end about 25 metres out in the water. But, that was just my novice mistake.
Yeah. Cod Nationals, I've actually been caught out twice now, putting the token on a fish tail, and away in the drink it went. And a quick call to Tony Bennett, mate, I've lost my token again. He goes, you're a bloody dickhead, Shane. Grab yourself a wallet or something, put your driver's license on it.
Yeah.
Like, well, I won't put my driver's license on the tail because I probably need that to get home. So, yeah, I've done it as well, mate. Don't worry.
Excellent. No, we've got another question I will whack up here. G'day, Johnny, mate of mine from up in the Kingaroy region. Is the raffle open for outsiders? So
yeah, definitely. So I can see your message there, Johnny. Really good question again, mate. All right. So obviously we relied on Boat Expos this year to raise funds for us, being a not-for-profit organisation as well. Them boat shows, Regal Marine have been absolutely awesome to us. They pay for our stands at all these expos. They take us on their journeys throughout Victoria, throughout the year. So unfortunately, we don't get to attend those this year. So the only really source of ticket sales we have now is through social media. So what we've been doing is I am the permit holder for this raffle, me personally. I have all the tickets here at my house. What I've been saying to everybody, if you are interested in purchasing tickets, is to send me a message on the Central Vic Lurecasters page. Just send Central Vic Lurecasters a private message. I'll be the one answering it. I'll fill out your tickets once I see a remittance of your payment to Central Vic, and I'll screenshot your tickets and send them across to you.
Excellent. That's great, Johnny. So you can jump on and possibly win a boat. It is a great raffle. Now, I do have to bring up here. This is awesome. This is a $300 pair of sunglasses. They're Costas. I actually tried them on today. They are really, really nice. The lenses are really good. They're donated by Ricky Goward, who's another fan of the show, and he's also donated these two custom lures as well that he does up himself. I can't thank you enough for adding to the prize pack. I know it's at $350 at the moment, but that's just showing you that there's people out there that are doing it tough like everyone else, and they're willing to put into their own back pocket. So I have to give Ricky the shout out. And of course, you sent me through a photo this week. These are the prizes. I know you've got them in your studio there, Shane. If you want to just hold them up to the video. We'll be giving these away to the best questions tonight. So we've got some of your sponsors. So we've got have we got there?
We've got a couple of gangster lures, obviously from Matty.
Matty Canine, who runs the Freshwater Masters. Yep.
Great product, mate. Been a loyal sponsor for many years, and obviously one of Aaron. Where's my camera? One of Aaron Young's products as well. Another really, really good sponsor of ours. Probably well renowned as well in the industry for his handcrafted talent. Very, 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 very good bloke when it comes to socializing and making lures.
Excellent. So we will be giving them away out for the questions, and the auction's just gone up. Jeez, you guys are amazing. This is making me feel good, Glenn. It must be making you feel good.
Mate, I am. I'm tickled pink. I'm just absolutely. But
how many sausages can you buy for $400?
Be able to do quite a number of barbecues.
Yeah.
But during our kids' clinics, and Shane will tell you that we give all our kids a prize. They get a medallion or a little badge, or they go away with magazines, a whole lot. And I definitely need that smoke. But yeah, like everything, like I said, if it's not for people like Shane that's given us stuff, we've got to buy all this stuff ourselves.
Yeah.
We've had some great, like we'd love to give every kid a rod and reel, but we can't afford all that all the time. But it's just that every cent helps. We really appreciate it.
No, that's awesome. Thanks for your bid, Bo. We'll keep that running throughout the night. Did have some other stuff to cover off from last week's show. We did have I have to do the old family plug. So the Bassman spinnerbaits from last week turned up, and Harry pretty much won a prize last week. Glenn donated a prize to Harry with his Bassman spinnerbait, and as soon as the mail turned up, he grabbed it and ran away with it, so I'm not even allowed to use it. But on top of that, we have actually named this spinnerbait here, which is a one-off, one-of-a-kind Bassman. It's a Codman series. It's got the 4 blades on it. It's got a chartreuse blades. It's the ugliest skirt Glenn could make up. We asked him to make an ugly spinnerbait. I don't know if you can see it there with a light knot on it. And we asked people to name it last week. Well, the name was Sue got a list of names. That's Glenn's partner, or the better half of Bassman Spinnerbaits, Sue Casey, got a list of names without anybody's attached to them, just the names that people had given for the lure. And Tiger King was selected by Sue as the winner, and that person's actually donated that back on a proviso that we run it for a kids comp in weeks to come. So if there's anybody out there that's got kids in fishing and they want to win a one-off, one-of-a-kind, probably never to be made again, Bassman spinnerbait, we're going to give this away over the next 2 weeks shows. What you need to do is you'll need to send me a photo through Corey's Damn Fishing, or if you want to email me a photo or a video of your kids actually having fun fishing. It's not about the size of the fish that they caught. It's not about the smiles that I got off Simon Jackson's son casting a bait caster at 6 years old. That was just amazing. That's the type of thing I want. Kids holding a toadfish up like you were talking about before, Glenn. I don't care what the species is. I don't care. I just want to see kids having fun, and we will draw that and we'll select a winner that'll win that one off. So let's have some fun with it over the next couple of weeks. You can email it through to corey.nfi@gmail.com, and the NFI stands for No Fishing Idea, so everyone knows that. And or to Corey's Damn Fishing. So we'll do that over the next couple of weeks as well. Now, we've got a couple of questions here. One from Bo, so we'll put that up first. Bo has written, Shane, what's your best experience running these comps? They sound amazing.
Good question. What's the best experience? It's probably not my personal experience. It's the results that have come through in the Central Vic Lurecasters. Now, we obviously promote, whether it's a high-end named angler or someone just starting out, whether it's kids fishing or females fishing. We encourage all of it. My best highlights would probably have to be the fact that last year we had one female angler that caught not 1 but 2 meter plus Murray cod in one day at one of our events. Absolutely great effort from Lisa White. It was a cracking effort on the same lure as well. And not only that, our top 10 anglers for the year, 3 of those were females. So the females really gave the blokes a good run for their money. The boys get a little bit socially excited of a night time and catch up with long or old mates, and the girls reap the rewards out on the water the next day. So that's probably one of my highlights, is seeing the girls absolutely kick the blokes' asses.
And that's the thing that I liked about the comp. As I said the other day, it is full on when they're on the water, but the social side of it, it's very respectful. Everyone made me feel, I'd never met anyone. Everyone made me feel at home when I went. It's unfortunate they've just clashed with other comps and whatnot. There are just so many out there these days, but I'm hoping to get to it as soon as COVID finishes. I'm hoping to get to a few more this year. But that was, just to see the girls, the kids, and everyone together. There's, some cons put age limits, and some people make the women not feel as if they should be a part of it and whatnot. And as you said, the 19th hole on Friday night gets a fair workout. And the girls can go out nice and fresh in the morning and kick some ass.
Yeah, the girls tend to take out most of the comps. The top 3 prize winners of every round, there's always a female up there. So that's what I love to see the most. Not only that, we did get obviously we got VR Fish to come on this year, and Women in Rec Fishing, and also Yes I Do Fish Like a Girl, which is just another local company that supports girl fishing as well. So we look for all corridors in terms of supporting the female fishing.
Yeah, that's all. I don't know if this is a bit of a G up, but I'm going to put this question across. Ricky's written, Shane, how many times have you turned up to the last day of the Cod Nats late and hung over and took out the dash for cash?
Yeah, so my first year of Cod Nationals, there's always a story to tell after Cod Nationals. I have to start with that, because 7 days of fishing, not only do you and your partner get frustrated with each other, but someone always slips up. There's someone always does something wrong. So my first year of Cod Nationals, I got the pleasure to fish with Blake Nags on his boat. And yeah, we once the comp was finished and we knew it was just a dash for cash the next day, which was the last day, we decided to have a solid beer for a great weekend of fishing. If we showed up late, I think it started at 7, we got there at 9:30. Quickly put the boat in the water. Like, we caught 3 legal cod in the first 5 minutes, and we were actually winning the dash for cash. So it just goes to show you don't need to put in the boat at 7 a.m. in the morning to get rewarded.
Not all the time, do you?
No,
that was a good question. So we've got Bocco Leslie. So he said we would be nice to see some Murray cod comps in Queensland. Yeah, well, I suppose the problem with that is the bass is so highly sought after that the Murray cod sort of take a backward step. But I do agree with that. Calissa's on again. She said, "Yeah, my kids absolutely love to fish for bass and go the lady." So no. And now she sent through a question. Let's put this one up. So, would you ever hold a female daughters only fishing competition? I think we need to see women showing that. Well, there you go. There you go. There's an idea for you.
So that's probably more something for Glenn, to be quite honest, because
calling me a Sheila.
Yeah, well, you do stuff like that when it comes to like a family fun day. You know, on most of your Saturdays, it's open to the public. You do family fun days, etc. Something for Central Vic Lure-casters like that. Listen, very very good idea. I do rate the idea. But it'd be so hard to organise, unfortunately. Inside our competition, yes, we could do a female sponsorship thing, a bit like a junior sponsorship in all our events, where the juniors get a separate price. Definitely something to consider down the future with the female side of things as well. As I explained, we do have three more sponsors on board this year that are female orientated. That's probably with more to come, and the more sponsors we get, the more something like that becomes feasible.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's a good way to do it. To run comps inside comps. I know it can be a little bit more paperwork for you but as the internet gets better and apps get better, I'm sure that there'll be people releasing these apps for tournament directors to make it so much easier. I know that Go Fish one, we had some teething problems in the first day. But once it cleared up and it loaded all the questions later on. So it was great, that Go Fish app. Now, just looking here, that was what I was going to say. I've got a guest on in a couple of weeks' time. I've actually got Tony and Vanessa on from Mulwala Fish Camp Ski, and we're going to talk about the Nationals. We're going to talk about the cod opening, and we're going to talk about his and hers. So for Calissa, there is a comp held on Mulwala every year, which is called the his and hers, and it's the husbands and wives team. So there could be a variation of that with the mothers and daughters. But you can look that up through the Cod Classic website. It's called the his and hers comp. That's quite fun when you see the chicken and champagne lunches happening on the front deck of a bass boat.
My missus isn't allowed on my boat anymore, mate. She's got her trophy fish is bigger than mine, so she's not allowed back on it till I beat her size. So no his and hers for me for a few years to come.
Yeah, and I take it we've got a question. We've got a comment here from Sarah Flowerday, loving the Central Victorian Lure Super Series. Obviously, she's had a few wins. Is she one of the ones that has won some of the comps?
Yeah, so she entered our Pro Series at Mulwala just over Christmas break. I think we've done that in January, just gone. That's how good my memory is. And then Sarah also attended round one at Lake Epilogue, and I think she did hit a 60 centimeter yellow belly. And the good thing while we're on that subject, if you don't mind, when you do fish our competitions, we have custom trophies. So Sarah was lucky enough to win. I've actually got one right here, which is really good. Sarah won the 60 centimeter plus yellow belly trophy, which is 1 of 5.
Oh, wow.
So anyone that hits a yellow belly over 60 centimeters takes home a bespoke lure custom trophy, which is absolutely amazing. All handcrafted timber, obviously. And also, it's also made the 1 meter plus cod trophies. So a little something that you get to take home, to remember that time at Central Vic Lure-casters. So yeah, very, very good prizes. Sarah absolutely has a ball, and hopefully we see her at a few more events in the future.
So that's at any round. Have I caught a meter cod at Mulwala, I get one of those trophies?
That's exactly right.
How cool is that? And then if you get a 60 centimeter yeller at Epilogue, yep, you get one of the yellow belly trophies.
That's right. You don't even have to win the round. It's just,
and your entries are $30. Is that correct?
$30 for any round, and you don't need to attend all of them. They are one-off events. You can come to one for the year, and that's it. You come to one event. That's example Yarrawonga. You catch a 60 centimeter yellow and a 1 meter cod at that one round. You're going to get one of each trophy.
I'd fish just for those trophies. They are brilliant.
A lot of people do. So yeah, we've currently got Johnny Costa from Bespoke done 5 yellows and 5 cod. We're going through them like hotcakes. So we actually have Chris Anderson from Fug Lures is doing the next set of 10 trophies for us. So
he does some.
Going to be pretty.
No, I've seen some of his work. He does
my anglers don't even know that yet, so I've just let the secret out.
Ricky Doyle said, "Settle down, Captain. It's going to happen to you." He knows that I don't catch many fish, so I do well in the teams events.
They're same.
Mark Cook trophies are awesome. They look like a wicked prize from Johnny. Coped Dam. For Calissa before, Bo said Coped Dam has a ladies comp, so check that one out. If you're really keen, Calissa, I know Joe Starling we had on a couple of weeks ago. She goes up every year and fishes the Barra Classic as a ladies team, and they have a ladies comp up there as well. All right. Ain't that the truth from Lloydie Brown? No worries. So what we've got so far, I think the bid is still at Bo for $400 at the moment. So that's the highest bid so far for the pack that we're giving away. We better give away a prize here, Shane. Can you go back through your questions on the right there and pick out, because I know some of these guys and I know you'll know some, so I'll get you to pick out somebody for a postcode winning prize.
A postcode winning prize.
So anyone that's put in their postcode or where they're from.
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to go with the same postcode as mine. So the first postcode that had the 0 at the end will take the first prize.
All right, let's go back and have
I
a
don't even
look.
know who it is. So whoever, the first person that had a 0 on the end.
Well, actually, we'll have to go. That even beats, because it's not the same as yours. We're going to have to go with Bo Everly because he's from Grafton, which is 2460.
Done. Sold.
So Bo wins the first prize, which is the postcode prize, which will just go into we'll just go into top up the $400 he's just spent on the on the prize pack. So we got any more questions? We've got Leet and Simon. Simon, I see you're on there. I hope you hope the young fella on watching that. John Cost best trophy I've ever received. There you go. So they are beautiful looking trophies. Listen, let's go back to we're at $400 so far for the prize pack. Glenn, what do you reckon so far?
Mate, I got astonished at $400. Well, like I said, that's going to do a lot for us, right? Like I said, although we are fishing, right, and that's predominantly what this thing's all about. That's the thing about fishing. I'll just let everyone else know that I'm not in a wheelchair anymore. I can walk now, which is good. But like we also work with mental health, and as you know, this time at the moment. Right, and fishing is a great way to deal with mental health. We all know that. And unfortunately, we can't do it. So what you're doing at the moment, actually opening this up as a bit of a forum, because it's important for fishermen to just keep in contact with each other. And I can tell you some fantastic stories of, like clients that have been sent to us, because people send, big organisations send their clients to us, or they ring me. Mate, my phone's 24/7, isn't it, Shane?
Yeah.
I get phone calls from people, families with their kids are ready to commit suicide. Can I come around? And I'm there, and I've got to go and spend time with them. So it's, although I might be only fishing for a couple of hours during the day, I'm on the go here 24/7. Even now, even over this time period at the moment, I've had, even today, I've had 2 phone calls. One from a domestic violence situation and one from a bloke that cannot handle what's going on. But, mate, one story. A bloke in an organisation gave me a call and he said, listen, we've got a guy that hasn't been out of his house for over 5 years, anxiety, depression. Security and ex-bouncer, like myself, I'm an ex-security, righto, and that's how we ended up in a wheelchair. I broke my ankle. I've had 9 operations on my left leg. So still got pins in it. But anyway, they said, can you go around and see if you can get this bloke to do something? I've got around there. I actually end up knowing this guy, Neil. And I said, come on, mate, let's get out. Let's go fishing. Well, it took a bit. Like I said, it got him down to Mornington Pier, fished a little bit. What this bloke does now?
Helps you run the...
Oh, mate, 4 or 5 years. This is going 4 years ago. He actually a volunteer for the Salvation Army now, right? He cooks meals for the homeless, sits out down at Carrum Downs, collects money, goes to Bunnings barbecues, right? That's and that's all through fishing, right? Just
Love it.
and breaking that ice down to actually have, and that's what I'm saying. It's not just all about just catching a fish. That's
Love it.
the end reward, right? It's like Shane and the Central Vics, and I'm looking at all these comments here. These are all freshwater guys. I'm not a real freshwater guy, right? I'm a salty, right? But fishing's fishing. I've been to Mulwala with Shane, and I know what Shane's thing does. And like they go out there and they fish, and they put their serious hats on. They're like to actually fish during the comp. But at the night time, what I saw, right? Then you don't often see it because you mainly see them all just getting absolutely shit faced. Right? And they're not talking to each other. But although they're all drinking and they're talking bullshit, they're enjoying it.
They're enjoying it, and that's the fun about it, and that hence where I really fish for the social side of things. Everyone knows that's been to a comp with me. We've got a bid here for 450 from Ricky Doyle too. Thanks, Ricky. I go to the comps for the social side of it, and most people will turn up, and the boys have been stirring me up. I do pick my teammates really well, so I don't have to fish very well. There has been occasions where I've been laying on the back deck of the boat for the whole pre-fish day, because I can't get out. But it's not all about the drinking either. It's about the mateship, the camaraderie. And I was really struggling with it too. When, spending 18 months down here, being away from your best mates for a long period of time, mentally, I was really doing it tough. I'd get to as many comps as I could, and then they closed me down. And I thought, how the hell am I going to get through this locked in my little caravan park here and not being able to talk to anyone? And that's where the idea for Chewin the Fat come up. Get like-minded people together, and that's what I wanted to talk. I wanted to get people like yourselves on, you, Shane, everyone that I've had on, and let's just talk about fishing. Let's talk about good stories. Let's get a good feel out there. And so far, I've been blown away by the people that are donating stuff and throwing all this and the following and the questions and everything else. I thought, I might get 5 or 6 people online, and I'm not like the other guys where, there is some other bigger shows on there that are getting thousands of followers and thousands of watches. That's not what I'm interested in. I mean, I'm interested in people getting on here and staying on from start to finish and having a bit of a time. That's what Chewin the Fat was all about. And we've gone to the stage that as soon as lockdown's finished, Chewin the Fat's going on the road. So I am actually taking Chewin the Fat on the road. With the money that I've saved in buying fishing gear, I've bought all this camera equipment. I'm going to comps, and you wait until you see some of the content that I film at the comps. It's not going to be rude or anything like that, but it's going to be the fun side of things. G'day, Thomas. How you going? It's going to be, questions and answers and stuff, but it mightn't have anything to do with the fishing at all. But Chewin the Fat, as soon as COVID-19's finished, I'm on the road and I'm turning up to comps to do some funny media, I can tell you.
Yeah. You're nearly get paid for it, mate.
Just looking forward to it because there's so many people in the, as I said, we get tied up with it and it gets too stressful. So, as I said, look out for Chewin the Fat. Is going to hit the road. Now, we've got a question here from Stephen Eddie Vane, I think it is. My eyes get really bad. Is there another pro series in the planning, Shane?
Yes, there is going to be another pro series in the planning. I just haven't locked in a date for that yet. So the last pro series was the first one that I personally hosted. There has been pro series in the past. But yes, there is future plans to do another pro series, very, very similar to the one we've just done.
Yep. So for all these people, bring back the bunny. There's a story behind that, Nikki. We won't tell them. Let's go with Super Series. Tell us a little bit, because there's going to be people on here that haven't fished your comps yet or don't know your format. What's the Super Series mean?
So Super Series is the family fun orientated 7 rounds per year. So that's the $30 entry competition. Everyone's welcome to that event. Then we've got the Pro Series, which is one event a year. It's a 3-day event, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So most people, some people struggle to get that Friday off, but for the people that are fortunate enough to get that Friday off, they're the people that we see attend these events. The The Pro Series is $300 entry per team. Now, it is a teams event of 2 people. The Pro Series was created for the average angler that wants to move up into that next category. So instead of investing, I could be wrong here, let's just say investing $10,000 to follow the AYC that's not in Victoria, and it's vastly spread.
Yeah.
This was just an opportunity for them to go into that next level competition, but still see some familiar faces. So $300, it's $150 each, $300 per team. If you want me to break it down more for you, it's $50 a day, 10-hour fishing thing, so it's $5 an hour. So pretty good price to win, and that's 100% cash giveaway. So that's everything that comes in goes straight back out. The last Pro Series had 35 teams, and it was $2,850, I'm pretty sure, daily. So every day is a new day. So there's no day one catching 10 fish and holding that lead for the 3 days. Every day is a new day. Scores go back to 0 each day. There's a winner every night.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm really looking forward to it. I've been able to, I suppose, make contact with more people from doing this show than what I was, because, I was always traveling to New South Wales, Queensland to fish bass comps and sort of, I didn't get my personality out there early enough with all the cod guys, and you sort of sit in your little shell. So I'm looking forward to those ones, I can tell you. Thomas Pinter's on, mate. If you want to get on his YouTube channel, you'll know how to catch cod. The guy can catch some fish. Michael Paddy, 25% fishing and 75% weekend away with the boys. I might think it's a 10.90 for me, but I know Paddy really well. We travelled for a whole season together, and it was pretty much a really good weekend. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Calissa. True that. Go down. We're going looking for some more questions. My son's asking about the bunny, Nicky. You get me into trouble here. And another hangover, Shane. Yeah, so the questions have just jump on there quickly, guys. And any more questions? We've got Ricky Doyle winning the bid so far at $450, which is a massive prize pack. And while I'm going through, we've got the Ugly Bassman spinnerbait there. Make sure that you're sending your films through, your videos through, whatever you want to send through. It'll be kids having fun, and we will announce a winner for that one as well. Listen, Shane, what's your favourite question of the night so far? Let's give away a prize.
I don't have one yet. Can we hold off on that?
We can hold off on that. I'm gonna go through.
Pair them up a bit longer.
Yeah, we're trying to keep them going. The questions are just slowed up a little bit.
What I could probably throw in there, Corey, if you don't mind me, a little bit about Triple TAF again. From obviously we've got Glenn on here tonight talking about what he does for the co-founder of the Triple TAF and runs it for many years. Me on the outside of the committee, I was a committee member years ago, but obviously my work took over my time with the Triple TAF. But from the outside, I can vouch for the Triple TAF a bit. These guys go to these Bunnings and raise money, doing sausage sizzles. I personally have helped them in the past. These fun events that we do, we do gala dinners to raise money. I think last year, Glenn, we had Terry Danaher, come and help support the Triple TAF, and we raised thousands of dollars, and we had some amazing local products that come through the door that we could auction off. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is if our crowd tonight can get behind the Triple TAF, it's as simple as just liking their Facebook page. Glenn absolutely loves donations. That's what these guys live off. Whether it's a box of sinkers that you don't use anymore. Glenn's
not 9-ounce sinkers.
But if the Triple TAF can't use that, they will use that to their advantage. Something as little as giving sinkers to a spinnerbait manufacturer. In return, they're going to donate some finished product for the Triple TAF to raise money for. So we do get creative in the Triple TAF, and everything is 100% grateful for what you donate.
Dale, I saw you ask, what's the best way that the average fisher can help out the organisation? That's basically what just Shane just said. Like all our rods and reels have all been donated to us. They're not new ones; they're second-hand ones. If you got old rods and reels out there, I don't mean just give me your old junky ones with the eye all popped out and everything like that, because you can't put them in the rubbish. And I'm not being rude when I say that. We just don't have time or people that can actually fix these things. Like we've got probably 100 rods and reels, light stuff, because mate, it's funny when you got a disability sitting there fishing down in the creek or on a pier, and he keeps throwing the rod in because he thinks it's funny. So you've got a Velcro back.
I couldn't tell you how many events I've come to, Glenn, to help you guys out, and we go through more hooks faster than bait. I'm constantly a dedicated rig hook guy.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. 1 week, like you might go for a couple of months without a broken rod or something like that. Then all of a sudden, 1 week you'll have 10 rods have been snapped. Right? So they're the sort of any fishing gear that you've got that you don't want. That is a great help.
Right? And they can donate that through. I can bring this up. I'm a bit computer illiterate, and I've had to teach myself everything to do with this show from scratch. I'm just looking here. I have got your website. I'll bring this up on the screen here. So, and I'll get rid of Dale's question. So that's the thing about fishing.org.au. That's your website, isn't it?
That is, but the best thing, that's fantastic, and you're learning very, very well. It's actually because we are a registered charity. We're not just for profit. We do have a donation button there too that you can donate. But the best place to get us is actually come through Facebook.
Yeah.
That's the thing about fishing on Facebook, because you can actually inbox me directly in there, righto? And that's look at that. There's our donation button.
There's a donation button.
Righto. But everything that's donated is, like I said, anything over $2 is actually, and that gives you a receipt for your tax deduction. That button.
Yep.
Once you've put it in. So that's a way of giving as well as helping us out, because every cent counts. But I've never done this, and Shane will be the first one to tell you this. I've never done this for money, right? We, like every school holiday program we do, and like I said, we do 7, and an average of about 500 attendees over a school holiday. We put on a barbecue, and it's a free barbecue. We ask for a gold coin donation. Now, a lot of the people that we actually deal with, they can't afford it. And no, please don't everyone say, "Oh, that's Frankston." But you've got people from the Frankston Pines who actually don't have money. But it's not just the Pines, but it's everywhere. They can't afford it. Like I've had them come down and ask me, can they only got 50 cents for a sausage? And I'm not going to say no, am I?
No.
So like we give away all the sausage and everything like that. But everything we do for the community, for the people that we actually work to deal with. Like money's nothing to us, right? I'm on a disability pension now, right? All my volunteers. Now, here's the whole thing about it. You look at and Shane will tell you, all my volunteers, predominantly all of them, right, are on disability pensions. They've either they're clients of ours. They come from me from mental health organisations, and they were clients. And then all of a sudden, they saw the benefits of what fishing does, and the people that we deal with, the disabilities, and how good, how better off they were, ones that were suffering mental health, than a cerebral palsy sitting in a wheelchair. And that's, as I would say to them, they wake up every morning like that. You can wake up and change your life and get up and do your own things. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what I try to teach everyone that we with working with mental health. So, and I'm rambling on here a little bit, but like I said, fishing is just the key, the cornerstone of opening up the doors to change someone's life. And that's, if you look at our logos, it says changing lives, one life at a time.
And that's what you do. And I really, nobody would ever accuse you. And I've only known you for 3 days, and nobody would ever accuse you of doing anything for money. From everything that I've read and all the research I've done, you do this for the love of it. You do this for other reasons. So don't worry about that. But what we need to make sure is, like, I've lived in Victoria when I was a kid, and then I moved to Queensland for 20 years, and I've only just come back. But I had no idea who you're about. I've got friends in Queensland that now know that who you're about. They may be able to, flip out some fishing gear or send some sinkers or whatnot. And that's why I wanted to get you on the show, is to get a little bit more out there for people. And that was a great question. I think that question alone deserves a prize. Who asked that one?
I don't know. Further up.
Dale.
Yeah, Dale Boyd. The Dale Boyle? Yeah, Dale. Where?
I'll find it in a minute. Anyway, I'll look for that in a minute.
It's Dale Eva Lee. I found it.
You found it. All right. So it was Bo, was it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Dale or Bo?
No. Sorry, I got the wrong. Well, Dale. Sorry, Dale.
All right. We'll work it out. We'll get it. I can always go back and rewatch the show to make sure we give the right prize. But what are we going to give? What are we going to give him, Shane? Are we going to give him one of yours or one of mine?
Nah, let's go with mine, mate. I've got plenty of prizes to give away. That's what I'm here for.
Rightio. So
completely up to you, mate. I'll let him pick. He can put in his message there. He can have the Gangster Lures Mumbler or the Gangster Lures Spinnerbait. So completely up to you, mate. You pick which one you want. We'll give one of those away straight away.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Like I said, Bo, he's asked me a question. Glenn, the most enjoyable moment you have had doing what you're doing. All right.
I'll bring that one up for you. I found that one.
Mate, as I said, what I do is changing a person's life. And I suppose that's the most enjoyable thing. But I'll give you a little story. Had a young bloke, 21, what they call a slasher. Used to slash his arms and, trying to commit suicide and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, he come to me as a client and fished for about a month or 2 months. And one day he said, Glenn, I'd love to have a talk to you. I said, that's all right. Look, I'm also a counsellor and ex-pastor. They are shocked the lot of yous. I used to be a bit of a roughneck once, so I'm not just a nice-looking guy that I am. All right? But anyway, so I took him down, had a bit of a word with him. And I said to him, mate, I'm not going to hold you and cuddle you and pat you and everything like that and say, I know, you poor little thing, because to me, that's what I would do. So I said, come down and do a clinic. And it's what I just said earlier on, that he saw disabilities, Down syndrome, autistic adults and people that couldn't look after themselves. And I took him back for a coffee after the clinic and I said, what do you think now? He said, they're pretty bad. I said, yeah, you're not as bad off as you think you are. That guy now, that was 4 years, he became a volunteer, got on the committee, right? Now, he never ever worked. He couldn't get out of bed under 2. He was a gamer and all that kind of stuff and all that rubbish as well. Right? He works full time now, 6 days a week, and he has been for the last 18 months and still volunteers and comes down to fish.
That's awesome.
That's one of my favourite things. But I can tell you what, story after story after story like that. It's just
and we'll stay on here, mate, and we'll listen to these stories as long as we have to keep these guys coming in with their questions. We've got another bid. Bo's gone back up to 460 with sorry, this will be the last bid before my wife kills me. So thanks very much for that, Bo. G'day, Mick Johnson Fishing. Good to see you on. Ben Pollock, love your work. Glenn, keep it up. Clarissa Green, truly amazing and inspirational. Matthew Langford's written great incentive. You've got some good ones there. And then Bluefin Boats as well. These are impressive programs. So let's get this one. I'll bring this one up because this is a really good question. These are impressive programs which are so important. Do you have plans or the ability to expand into other states where others can access?
Now to answer that, so it's bluefin. I guarantee you first name bluefin, but I'll call you bluefin.
We'll just say Brad.
Brad, oh, do you know him, do you?
Yeah.
Anyway, Brad, I want to, and I've been asked many a time to go. I got family, my nieces and that live up at with Sundays, and they want me to do something up there. But I'm very, very protective, like most people are, of my brand. And if I can find the right people to actually do something within a state or things like that, 7 years that thing about fishing's been going. 5 years as a not-for-profit, 2 years as a charity. And we've worked hard, not just, and I can't just say me, it's my volunteers. If it wasn't for my volunteers, we've worked hard with this brand and this brand name. And you know, so yes, I want to go into state, but it's finding the right people to set up a subcommittee underneath. That's the thing about fishing, to run it.
Yep.
And it's so important because it's not just our name; it's the introducing the people that you've got to work with, right? You know, like Corey, when you get up and coming out, mate, you'll have to come down and film a couple of our
Oh, for sure, yes.
do a couple of things like that, kids clinics, the disabilities, right? I do a fair bit of guest speaking, and that's another way we raise money. You know, places like the Lions, not a heaps of them, but you know, Lions Club and the Rotary clubs.
Central Vic.
You come up and talk. Other fishing clubs come up, and then of course they pay me to do it, right? Now, why was I saying that? Why was I saying that, Shane?
Talking about so you were still discussing on expanding the Triple TA.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'll cut you in quickly there, Glenn. A perfect example of what you're trying to explain is Target 1 Million Day. So Triple TAF hosts nearly 5 different venues on one day, and that's a massive effort from all Triple TAF and their sponsors to have 5 different setups all around Victoria in one day. It's just the effort they go into is absolutely amazing. And you know, we're talking a 200-kilometer stretch, anywhere from the northern suburbs. The southwestern suburbs all the way up to the southeastern peninsula. So these guys go above and beyond. And yes, we are obviously, Glenn, we're talking about expanding the Triple TAF.
Yeah, I've got people in South Australia that want to send New South Wales. Now, like there's people that want to do it, but like I said, I've just got to find the right people to do it.
Yeah.
I want to see it grow into those areas.
Awesome. And I hope you do. And I hope this just starts the ball rolling, that there might just be somebody in Queensland or in South Australia or watches it, later on and gets on and contacts you and he's the right person for the job. I'd love to hear that story. We've got a couple of questions coming through for Shane. Let's go with this one. Ricky Dawes, why don't you think there is no singles competitions in the area, and do you think there might be something to run like in the future, like the ABT Opens? So just one person per boat.
Yeah, definitely, Rick. Really, really good question. I'm probably still I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably still a little bit too fresh in the hosting industry to maybe target specific anglers. My goal, really taking over the Super Series, is to invite everybody. So a perfect example, my co-angler in all the Victorian events currently doesn't have a freshwater boat. So therefore, he wouldn't be able to fish, that style competition. It would be, we'd probably have to take my new boat and I'd probably have to host it. So that's something I don't want to be doing. So yeah, I try to keep the socializing side of things, together with the tournament side of things. A singles event, would be quite difficult in my shoes, to be quite honest. Maybe best in someone else's shoes that might be a bit more flexible to those options.
Yeah, but you're doing a great job too, mate. So don't worry about that. You'll get your head around it, and little ideas will come up and things will pop up. So just keep doing what you're doing and the good work. But I do agree with Rick. I do love that open format for the situation, and the ABT Oz Open, when they did it a couple of years ago, it just opened my eyes up for something new and something different, which is great.
Well, Corey, I'm a bit like you, mate. I rely on my teammate to produce the goods.
Yeah,
a singles event's going to be no good for me.
Queensland champion 2 years in a row, thanks to Matty Langford. But
going past me, going, that bloke's bloody talking to himself.
Yeah, even won the X Factor teams in Bass Tastic with Mick Johnson, who was on before. But I haven't won an individual singles pro comp. I've won some from other comps, but I still love the Go Fishing the Gambies and the family comps, the Cod Classic at the Cod Opening and all that sort of thing. They've all been good. We've got a Taj Duffers written here. Is there plans to do another bass event at Blue Rock?
There certainly is, my friend. We have another bass tournament, but the Blue Rock Bass Tournament has been introduced into the Super Series. So now it is no longer a fun event. It's part of our Super Series. So really, really good news. That was a committee vote earlier this year. That got granted through the committee. So that's awesome news. That's probably my most exciting event is the Blue Rock. Not only for the fact that I'm only half an hour from Blue Rock and it is my local waterhole, but it's a new target species. That's what I love to see, mixing up the Central Vic, introducing new species, and obviously introducing new anglers. Getting them bass guys to come out. I don't know where they're hiding because I can never find them. To come out, have some fun, and then hopefully try and convince them to come fish some more rounds for more natives.
I think most of the time we're just too broke because we've had to drive to Queensland 3 times in a year and in Glenbourne 3 times in a year. We haven't got enough money to go out socially.
Yeah, from what I can see, all these boys break down on the Hume Highway anyway. So we've got an SOS call out on a Sunday night at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it does happen a fair bit. Keep the questions coming in, guys. We're flowing through here.
Just a quick one.
Yeah, mate,
go. We're doing something with you too, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I probably should have touched on that. Sorry, mate.
Just forget about it just because I'm old.
So if everything does go to plan this year, our Blue Rock Dam round for Australian bass is on November 21st and 22nd in 2020. So this year, we actually got a special guest, Glenn Cooper from the Triple TAF. He's actually going to be hosting a kids fishing day on the bank. So while all our competitors are out on the boats fishing for Australian bass, Glenn's going to be down at the boat ramp along the beautiful park reserve there, taking kids fishing as well throughout the whole day, open to the public. So that's going to be another great one, combining
a whole day,
combining a social competition with a charitable cause at the same time.
Do you know the dates for that off the top of your head?
Yes. So if everything still goes to plan, obviously all depending what's going on at the moment, that is November 21st and 22nd.
So we might be in the ballpark of being released by then. So that could be very very close.
I think we're in jail.
The benefit of that is the cop seat in Victoria.
We'll be out on parole.
I might be out on parole by then. I had a mate ring me today and he said, "How you going?" I said, "Look, I'm sick of wearing the missus's undies because, I'm going batshit crazy."
You're lucky you've got a missus. I'm here on my own.
Yeah, that's it. Hey,
my dog's getting worried.
It's a little bit later. We might be able to let them talk about that. The 21st and 22nd of November, I will put those dates in my calendar. If I've got nothing else on, Chewin the Fat's coming to do the Blue Rock round. We will do interviews and funny stuff and do some filming for you as well, mate. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll check out the dates after the show and we'll go from there. Hopefully we do get released by then. Taj said thank you. Michelle, Craig, she might. What's happening now with the comps now? There's no fishing. Well, you touched on it a bit before, but it might be worth just giving her a bit of a quick answer there.
Yeah, good question, Michelle. Obviously, with the COVID thing, it's very hard for us to give our anglers an answer. Obviously, my full intentions, number one priority is safety to our anglers. Number two is keeping Central Vic lurecasters alive. Everyone wants to go out fishing. I want to host these events. I want to put smiles on people's faces. And not only that, I want to keep my sponsors happy as well. So there is a lot on my plate in terms of how do I go about this. From what I can see, our round 2 at Yarrawonga Holiday Park was due on May 30th and 31st. I can definitely confirm that event is not going to go ahead. And I'm hoping that's the only one that's not going to go ahead. All we're going to be doing with that round is moving it to another date throughout the year.
Yeah.
Until then, that's the only real answer I've got.
And that's an awesome answer because, I think the hardest thing that everyone is dealing with right now is that we have no answer.
That's right.
It's not. If everyone said that we were allowed to go fishing as of June 30, I think everyone had settled down and relaxed into it and know you've got an end date, the goalposts are set, we're all ready to go. But when you're not there and you've got no ending in sight, everyone's just sort of getting really antsy about it. I know I am, but it's I think having that, what you've just said there directly, yes, we're not having the next one, but we're keeping the one after that open and ready to go.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I'll do everything in my power, which is not much power when it's a worldwide catastrophe. But my full intentions are to keep our fishing community happy.
Thanks, Rick, mate. Mate, you blew me away.
This has blown me away. You guys have done really, really well. And Paddy said, tight lines. So what have we got? You're lucky you got the first one in an epilogue. Yeah.
Mate, you've got to know about your spotted foxes you're doing, Con.
So we've got here, Shane, do you do trout, or is there something like that on the cards?
There probably isn't anything like that on the cards, and I probably have a good reason for that as well. The trout window is so small in Victoria, and when trout season does come around, Lake Eildon would have to be the destination for trout, and they also host the Trout Festival, where fisheries stock the pondage and the Goulburn River with a large amount of trout. So for the Central Vic lure casters, that's a real small window for us as a super series to specifically target trout. The reason we introduced the bass was because Blue Rock Dam is one of the heaviest stocked bass fisheries in Victoria. It's more than capable of putting our anglers on the water. It can hold a comfortable 100 boats. So, and the local community, needs that attention when it comes to getting the fishing industry up there and putting money into that local township.
It's a lovely place too. Like it was 3-4 years ago, Bass Nation decided to have a round at Blue Rock, and we all travelled down from Queensland, not knowing it and turning up, and it is just a magic little place. And the girls, I can't remember their names, the girls in the little takeaway shop on the top of the hill before you get to, they were cooking us breakfast in the morning on the way out. They were looking after us. So it's just such a great little township.
Yeah, so we've actually, it's taken me years to get access into Blue Rock. This is something I've always wanted to do, and I finally made it happen thanks to one of our anglers putting in a good word for us. Long story short, the whole idea of the Blue Rock round is to raise money for the Willow Grove Football and Cricket Club. So what they do is they host us. So they do breakfast in the mornings, they do dinners at night, they throw on a live band for us, and on top of that, it's free camping. They give us free camping around the footy field. So we've got all this space to do our camping, charge our boats for the night time, and they throw on the dinners. It's absolutely amazing. It's all about giving back to the local community at the same time going out and having a fish.
Yep, awesome. Now I've got another question here. Lloyd Brown, we are bidding on the $500 prize pack that has been donated to me to raise money and awareness for, that's the thing about fishing. So that the actual prize pack is on my Facebook page. I announced it last week, and we've had photos all week since. Matthew Langford's written here, have you ever run a comp at Glen Maggie?
No, I personally have not. And honestly, awesome question, mate. I'm gonna give you a lure for that one. I'll give you the Xeric swim bait for that one, buddy, because that's what I look for from anglers and future people that want to enter our events. I look for ideas, and this is what I say at all my events. If anyone has any questions after presentation or any ideas to make Central Vic better, please message me, come and talk to me, have a beer with me even. That's what I need. I need people to raise questions. Glen Maggie, Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's a renowned yellowbelly dam, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure they got some good bass in there too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So definitely on the cards, mate. That's something that I can look into in the future because I do like to move my venues around and look for new corridors. So well done, mate. Good question.
Awesome. I'll write that down on the list. Matty's won a prize. And Michelle's trying to get you to, can you tell us live on Corey's Dam Fishing where the Mystery Lake will be this year? Just trying to get a cheeky one in there.
There's a hard question there for you. Bluefin at boats again.
Yeah, I'm just, I'll bring that up. It's a long question. Shane, with the lockdowns eating into the precious fishing time, when we are released, that would be all of the tournament Igers looking to hold events on a shortened window. Wouldn't this create an issue? So, yeah, great question.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, I think what you're trying to get there is obviously we're not the only event around. Are we all going to bump heads when we come out of this COVID-19 situation? Once again, it's probably an answer I probably couldn't answer right now. But as far as our dates go, you probably won't see this here, but I do have all my dates locked in, which have been published to the media for the last 6 months. So these dates aren't going to change unless it's absolutely critical. We try to stay away. That's part of my role as the president is I make sure I don't clash with any major fishing events throughout Victoria, whether it's the Cod Nationals, Cod Classic, Trout Opening Weekend, any of those tournaments. It's my goal to make sure. You should see my big whiteboard calendar that I have in my garage. It is full of Melbourne boat shows, fishing events, anything I can possibly find fishing related. Central Vic Lilcasters tries to stay out of their way.
Yeah, but all the dates that you put down, when I asked you to come and help me volunteer on the holiday program, you say, God, I've gone away fishing.
Yeah, I don't get much time. If you could see my calendar in the garage, mate, out of a whole year, a whole yearly calendar, I literally have about 6 weeks in there for my own personal time. So I don't have much time at all to actually go and do my own social fishing.
Hey, that lady that asked about mother and daughter's comp.
Yep.
Actually, I wouldn't mind if she wants to actually send me a message on that's the thing about fishing in my message thing. I'll have a talk to her because I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Yep. All right. So Clarissa Craig, if you can get on and send a message through to Glenn through his Facebook page, we will give her a prize.
Hey, we do have. I had a no boy germs day, right? Last year, which meant only girls could come fishing. Right, so there was a no boys germ day, right? And then we had cops. Remember the cops versus kids?
Yep.
We had a cops versus kids day down here at Frankston.
Yep.
And the kids won too. They beat the coppers.
Yeah, I'll say that.
We had 15 Frankston local Frankston police down, and they all were in uniform, and they were all fishing. And it was just it was great to see the actual established. For once, they weren't putting me in handcuffs and taking me away.
Yeah, probably another thing we didn't touch on, Glenn, for everyone that's watching tonight. You did mention earlier that you're a salty boy. But at the same time, you and me have been hardworking at creating that dam out of Kooey Rup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for everyone that is listening, if you haven't heard this before, I personally spent a lot of time and money creating a freshwater dam for the Triple TAF. Probably don't have any photos up here tonight to show you, but I'll try and get them up for you just to refresh everyone with it. So thanks to one of our local farmers out here, he supplied me with the dam. What we've done is we've done a big wheelchair jetty access into this dam. Now, this dam's 100 metres wide by a good 60 metres, Glenn. 4 metres deep in the middle. So what we've done is we've created all this rock bank structure with a big 20-ton excavator. We've built this big custom wheelchair access jetty into the dam. Not only that, I stocked it 2 years ago with 500 yellowbelly, half a dozen Murray cod, and 300 trout. So all they've been doing these last couple of years is just growing. And that's to introduce these kids into how to handle freshwater natives with catch and release tactics. So that's something that we are working on in the future.
That is massive. So that's a private dam.
Yeah. Correct. Yep.
And like it's only us that can go and fish in there, so we're not telling you where it is.
No, that's fine. But yeah, I think we need to. You probably, if I can continue on with Chewin the Fat down the track, I think we need to raise some money for your stocking of that as well on a yearly basis. That's just awesome.
Which we did. I actually been a guest host in a couple of other shows as well, and we actually done that and raised some money to put in some trout in that one, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we the local trout farm up here. Glenn, I can't remember how we raised the money, but we got enough money together, and the trout farm really looked after us. So we
Can I put it over that show that I'm not going to say the show on this show.
Yep.
No, that's all right. We look. It's all about sharing. I don't care.
Oh no, he's my Paul Carter on the live well.
Yep.
Right. So because I do. I'm actually there once every couple of months. I'm a guest on there. Righto, because Paul and I go back 20 odd years ago when we used to work together. But so we put it over there, race, and people donate. I think we got about $300 that time.
Correct. Yeah, and it paid for 150 trout off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, we're at $500 for the bid. We're going to cut that off very, very soon, but I will send out a prize pack to Clarissa for you, Glenn. Now, I know she's a bit of a bass fisherman. I've got some really cool here that we've got a little vibe that's been donated in. Now, Clarissa won a prize in the first week of my show before I got all these cool prizes, and I was giving away stubby coolers and stuff like that, and a few jig heads. So I'm gonna double this up. Something you probably haven't got in your tackle box there, Clarissa, is a square bill. So I'll send that one. I'll send you some Dizzy Scent as well, and you'll have a Dizzy Scent sticker and a 2020 almanac as well. So that's for your question, and I'll send them through to make up for the first week that you didn't win. You didn't get a very good prize there, Clarissa. All right, let's go back through and see if anyone else has bid on this. We're going to have to pull up the stumps normally about the 90-minute mark. So we're getting close now. Is anyone else? I think Ricky Doyle's got the bid at $500. So that is absolutely awesome. We'll just wait for any late bids. Anything you want to finish before we go there, Glenn?
Shane's got it. Tyler was asking you a question there, Shane.
Oh, sorry.
Tyler Booth.
Wake up now, boy.
Here we go. Shane, are your comps mainly dam base, or will there be any in river comps?
Yeah, we've got a few river comps. So obviously the Yarrawonga round is open up to the Ovens River and the Murray River. So you can go up as far as your boat can take you, really. It's quite a long way. So I would hate for you to drop in at Lake Moala and travel 90 kilometres to realise you're not going to get back in time to hand in your catch card. So you go as far up the Ovens and the Murray River as you desire. You're just not allowed downstream in the Moala comp. Mitchellstown has obviously the Golden River on it as well. So not only is it just Lake Ngambia, you have the Golden River attached to that. You can go up as far as you like on that once again.
Now, can I just interrupt you there for a second, mate? Like, it blew me away when I first come back down. They don't have to put in at the boat ramp and take off from the boat ramp for your comps?
No. So, no, we don't. Sometimes we'll do a dash start. Every round's a new round. As I said, we try to keep it fresh. Somewhere like Epilogue when it's full of water, I love to do a dash start just because we're all in the same caravan park.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of time to get their boats in the water, and it's something different, bit of fun for everybody. Get their blood running a bit nice and early in the cold mornings for them. But yeah,
listen, Whaler, like you don't have to take off from Bundalong because that's where you're based. You could go around to the one in town and start off from down there.
That's right. All we encourage is when you register on a Friday with us at the briefing at night up to 9 o'clock at night, we ask for your personal details. Being a fully insured and licensed tournament not-for-profit organisation, so to speak, safety's first. So I want to know where you've been. I want your car registration number. I want your trailer rego number, and I want your boat rego, because come 4:30 when you haven't come back, I want to find out who hasn't come back, and my first point of contact is the local authorities, if not your next of kin.
Yep. Yep. No, that's awesome. And really, it's safety first with any of that sort of things. And Mulwala is a very tricky dam to navigate if you haven't been on it for years and whatnot. So you've really got to do it. I'll put this one up because this is a good one. Let's go. Hey,
Yeah, I saw that.
Brad's having a go. Who's going to win the drag race at one of these comps?
I reckon Corey has me at the moment. Personally, do.
I think, Brad, where we're at the moment, I might have the smaller boat with the smaller horsepower, but I've worked my prop out to the 1/1,000,000th of a degree. Shane's still working on props, so I'm going to say at this point in time, the 498's beating the 530.
Yeah.
But as soon as Shane gets the right prop on that boat, there is no way I'm going to catch him.
Yeah, I'm still playing around with mine. I'm only a few weeks into it. Absolutely loving it. If anyone's on the market for a new boat, definitely hit up Bluefin Boats. Absolutely amazing product. And you know what? The best about it is the price. The price is absolutely amazing. It's hard not to steer past the Bluefin boat. Absolutely loving my 530 Bass Pro. No different to Corey's. He's just a little bit smaller, but the bigger boat comes with bigger responsibilities as well, I've noticed.
Still doesn't catch any fish.
Yeah,
we look good.
Yeah, well, we finished ninth. Me and my partner finished ninth in the Cod Nationals. One more fish in the new Bass in the Bass Pro would have finished us up at fifth. So it's definitely producing the goods. So I'm a bit disappointed. I've destroyed my vinyl wrap at Lake Merwayla already. But loving the boat, guys. Absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for your support in purchasing that boat as well.
Yeah, Brad and the team up there, they're doing a magic job. There's not too many boats on the market, and I'm not going to disrespect any other boat companies. Brad has looked after me to no end with my boat. We got it here, we've shipped it out, and it is an absolute pocket rocket. To have a boat that's under 5 meters that had everything that I wanted for tournament fishing, live wells, under deck storage, but all done. I didn't have to build anything into it. It's just a magic little beast. But I'm going to be releasing soon. I've got some plans in place. There's going to be some bling going on the little 498. So we'll see how that all leads in the future. Listen, guys, we're going to have to cut it off. We've gone past the mark. I've got my kids on there telling me it's time to go to bed. You've done a wonderful job there, Glenn, with everything you do. It looks like Ricky Doyle's won the $500 pack, so we'll get that money to you. Ricky's a local here, so I'll work that out with him. We already raised the $60 before the show through the donate tag. That'll go straight through into your account. You just, people like you really make a difference in this world, and it's great to see that there is still that out there. You get onto social media and you can get caught up in all the negatives. But guys like you, mate, get onto that's the thing about fishing Facebook page or your website. Donate, put everything in. Well done. Shane, your comps, I can't say enough. $30 entry to win one of those trophies alone is worth it. I am so looking forward to getting to a couple of them next year. Look, I've got to announce next week's guest. We're going back to Queensland next week. We're doing a whole show on Queensland bass. And we're talking to Mick Johnson Fishing and Braden Shue, who are absolutely guns. I know Braden's a Dio pro. Mick's sponsored by 20 or 30 companies, and he's also an auto electrician, so an expert on lithium batteries. So we will cover any lithium battery questions you've got on next week's show, and jig fishing, spoons, with spinnerbaits, it doesn't matter. We will talk Queensland impoundment bass next week with Mick Johnson and Braden, and I am really looking forward to that one. Yeah. But for now, guys, thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, for getting on and asking questions. It was just awesome again to chew the fat, and I can't wait. We will try and get that November 21st and 22nd. We'll try and get live down at Blue Rock, and we'll do some stuff down there for you guys as well. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll talk to you next week. If anyone can think of a catchphrase for me for the end of the show, I don't want to use the tight lines, bent rods. I feel like a spastic. Everyone uses that. Rove used to have say good day to your mother for me. I've been trying out a few. Can't think of any. So if you got any, send them through. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. See you.